Ninjas in Pyjamas have one of the richest histories in CSGO. Not only has the org won about every S-tier event there is to win at least once, they're also famous for their 87-0 LAN streak. Over the years, they've housed some of the best players to have ever participated in the game's competitive scene, with names like GetRight, Forrest, Freiburg, Dennis, and Device. Also, Simple if you count the one-time stand-in appearance at ECS Season 3.
Why you bullying me?
Having parted ways with many of these legendary names, the team has gone through change after change trying to regain trophy-winning form. It's strange to think that Rez is now the team's longest-standing player of just over 5 years, when you consider that Exist was still on the lineup when he joined in 2017. The roster has been a major talking point for NIP across 2022. Questions have been asked regarding the whereabouts of Device, a player that cost the organisation somewhere in the region of $1 billion. Losing their $1 million man removed NIP from talks as a serious title contender. A win at IEM Rio Europe showed promise for the young roster under new leadership from Hampus. This sparked the era of consistent stand-ins for the Ninjas. If they weren't trying to find a replacement for Device, it was one of the other players who had caught COVID or were unable to travel. It was never a certainty that the main roster would be playing at the event scheduled, or whether they'd pick a player from their academy team and hope to make playoffs. And somehow, they did make playoffs. The strangest thing about NIP is that no matter the roster changes, they seem to find a way to make playoffs even when they knew they shouldn't have a chance. This spans back much further than the current iteration of the roster and became known as NIP Magic. Even when asked about it recently, Forrest said on Foreign's Reflection series, because of the qualities of the individuals we had in the team, we were able to put it off. But individuals can only take you so far. Zaiwu and Simple were prime examples of this that took years to fit pieces around them. Leading up to the RMR, NIP had been struggling to find results with S-Tag being the team's AWPer. They went out in groups at IEM Dallas, IEM Cologne and ESL Pro League Season 16. Across these 3 tournaments, they averaged a 36% win rate on their T side. EPL was a significantly bad result for the Ninjas, only achieving 2 wins in their final 2 games after switching up the AWP role mid-tournament. If we can say anything about NIP, it's that they give the analyst desk lots to talk about. Failures at these events made it evident the Ninjas had run out of ideas and changes were needed, just not the changes many were expecting. In early August, NIP signed Alexi B in replacement of Plopsky. This caused confusion for many as it didn't solve the AWP problem. The aim of this move would be to unleash Hampus as a star rifler, put S-Tag in a supportive role, and make Rez the AWP on a permanent basis. Remember what I said about NIP giving the desk a lot to talk about? They've had their fair share of comments about these changes. The team dropping out of EPL so early gave them just under 2 months to prepare for the European RMR, possibly one of the most important and competitive events of the year, giving winners from each region a place at the major. NIP were a shock to many, taking down Astralis, Bad News Eagles and Cloud9 to secure a spot straight into the Legend stage after going 3-0. This was impressive for the lineup that some didn't even expect to qualify. NIP are going to need to make playoffs if they're going to prove that they can be title contenders with a roster that seems like they're pulling names out of a hat for roles. The individual talent is apparent across this roster, but will NIP prevail against the world's best? The fans will be surely hoping for some of that famous NIP magic.
14 and NIP are in the major!
That's unbelievable. Look at the happiness. New in-game leader, new offer. S-Tag rotated off the off. Hampus gave up the leadership. So many moving parts for NIP, and it's come together magnificently in this moment to book them a ticket to Rio.